Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Arnold, the documentary miniseries from Netflix from director Leslie Chilcott that focuses on the life of Arnold Schwarzenegger in three parts. From athlete to actor, movie star to politician. And this documentary series is really all from Arnold Schwarzenegger's perspective, and it's shockingly raw and honest. And sure, there's some moments where I feel like, especially when it came to like accusations against him and stuff like that, probably could have dove in a little bit more with certain things, but he's pretty honest about stuff. Like, he's very open, as like, about being bullshitter. And, BSing his way to certain things, and like him being very candid, like how he prepped for like political debates. It's like, certain things, and then you have to have a bunch of jokes to disarm people when certain topics come up that I didn't feel as confident about. And you're just like really understanding, like, this man always was super competitive, always had a plan, and knew when to pull punches and when not to pull punches. And it's such a fascinating look into the mind of a human being who's being pretty darn honest about his own personality, about his own approach to things, whether they're things that we'd appreciate or not. The athlete part is just incredible. Like, he is a freak of nature. I obviously was drawn a little bit more to episode 2, which was about his filmmaking career. And when things like Last Action Hero flopped, and him just being like moping, and him, how he's always checking the box office numbers and really being concerned about, his star power, his bankability, and had a really interesting perspective on, like, I've been working with all these actors and I made them realize we all have to sell this. We're all marketers. And doing that with the Terminator, and like him having questions, like him talking to James Cameron about I'll be back, and how Arnold's like, it should be I will be back. It sounds more robotic. And James Cameron's like, did you write this effing movie? And like that kind of dynamic. I really did enjoy the other commentators, like James Cameron and some of the some political figures. Like, they even like interviewed the guy who got recalled in California, that he wound up taking his spot as the governor. And, talking to like Danny DeVito and Jamie Lee Curtis and Linda Hamilton. So I really appreciate like the variety of people that they had commentating on here. But the most important commentary was Arnold. And I think this documentary series was going to live or die with how honest they were going to be about the falling of his marriage, his infidelity, and having this other son. And he is like, could they have talked a little, could they have focused a little bit more on like him making that decision to have an affair and stuff like that? Sure, they could have. And I feel like the series like loses out a little bit from that. But him being so honest about, like, it was the worst mistake he ever made was what he did that resulted in him having the son, but always trying to make sure that his son never feels like he was a mistake and that he doesn't fit into this family. And it's just fascinating, like, how Arnold was always about serving the people and not his party. And, like, especially now, he's getting a lot of backlash from Republicans because he won't, like, go with Trump. He won't support these rising neo-Nazis and stuff like that. A man who came from Austria. And that was a pretty poignant moment in this documentary series at the end, where he really is talking about, like, those rising tides and stuff like that. I think this is a really well-constructed, well-told documentary series. I appreciate the structure over the 3 episodes, and Arnold's commentary is just priceless. Like, that is what sells this, and it's why it's so worth it. And this really worked, and I felt like I got a lot out of this. I have such a deeper understanding of who Arnold Schwarzenegger is as a person, what he values. his skills, how he tackles certain things in life, and all through an eye on competitiveness, because that's always been so deeply ingrained in him. Him and his family, there's plenty of emotional moments. It's something that really does deliver. And I would definitely recommend this as a fascinating documentary series. It's right there on Netflix. But those are my thoughts on Arnold. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.